my animals, my property. Nobody has the right to tell me what I can or cannot do with my property. And God himself says I can do with them what I choose.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most shocking moments from Season 2 of Tiger King.
The hot tub will be behind it so these people can't, see all the activities in the hot tub.
For this list, we're looking at the craziest and wildest scenes from the second season that made our jaws drop or had us raising our eyebrows. If you haven't watched Season 2 yet, consider this your spoiler alert. Which scene had you in disbelief? Be sure to let us know about it in the comments. Number 10. Chimp Burial.
We need a necropsy. I'm gonna bury her.
We aren't at liberty to show all the footage, but you know the scene. A large proportion of Season 2's first episode delves deep into Joe Exotic's past.
It didn't matter what he had to do to get people to look at him. He would do it.
As we are all well aware, many of those who were closest to him back then and during his days in the park allude to his constant need and efforts to get everyone's attention.
Everything Joe did was for attention.
This attitude was most apparent during this episode when, after the passing of a chimp at the zoo, Joe made a music video singing a rendition of A Great Big World and Christina Aguilera's hit song Say Something.
Say something, I'm giving up on you.
He even went on to put a t-shirt on the poor chimp. The whole gesture couldn't be more attention-seeking. But talk about bad timing. Then again, are we really all that surprised at this stunt considering his history with funerals? Number 9. Jeff Lowe's charity fraud.
In the years that I've been following him, the charity fraud might be one of the darker, sadder moments in Jeff Lowe's criminal history.
Seeing how Jeff Lowe was portrayed in Season 1, it was understandable why viewers could find him sketchy. But Season 2 takes a dive into his character, specifically with regards to his past business dealings. To get an idea of how he operates, look no further than CODA, a battered women's shelter in South Carolina.
Jeff Lowe posed as an employee, and he was able to divert millions of dollars in donated goods and then sell them through his liquidation business to turn a profit for himself.
$14 million of donated stuff that he turned around and sold was an ungodly amount.
Jeff worked a devious plan, all for the sole purpose of making a buck. Oh yeah, you heard Mr. Exotic correctly. $14 million. His explanation to Joe by no means helps his case, and in fact makes him look worse.
The story he told me was he was sentenced to a halfway house, and then he blackmailed them. He sold the people that were working in the halfway house stolen watches and TVs and stuff like that, and got released from the halfway house because he got everybody in trouble.
PETA Representative Brittany Pete summed Lowe up best.
So Jeff has a history of thinking that he can get away with things and unfortunately being right.
Number 8. SWAT team entering Tim Stark's property.
Hello.
Hey, Tim.
What's up, Jim?
Coming in with a court order for you.
You know me, we're going to have some problems.
They knew all right. His refusal to leave the property isn't surprising, nor is his confrontation with the media outside of his property.
The truth is that all of these allegations that have been put forward...
I spent 2 hours with you. I told you about every single allegation. You didn't deny any of them.
But what truly has us in awe are the number of SWAT officers and cars that arrive at the property. While seeing it unfold is astounding in and of itself, it ultimately serves as another indicator of the situation's gravity. But even with all that, Stark still decides to cover his tracks and go on the run. Although he is eventually caught and sent to prison, seeing authorities seize all his animals felt like the true end to Stark's negligence towards animals. Number 7. Code 69.
Go for red.
Code 69.
Everyone is familiar with Jeff Lowe's womanizing. He, along with his wife Lauren, are never secretive when discussing their fondness for having interactions with other female companions. This is once again on full display in Season 2 with Code 69, a code name that employees would say on their radio device to notify others if an attractive customer entered the zoo.
Code 69.
Hey, there's some bait that just walked in the zoo.
Basically, basically.
I am the one that checks out the cute girls.
You would never know. She just walks up and she gets who she wants.
Jeff and Lauren, featuring special guest Sarah Nicole, openly boasted about their activities with women at the zoo.
The person was almost nameless.
Yeah. There was no like relationship bond. There was no like, oh, this is another girlfriend coming in. It was like, that's our toy.
The fact that it all takes place at the zoo is even more outrageous. We don't know what's more shocking, their attitude or the scheme itself.
They would show up from the back of their house. A beautiful woman would be walking in and walk past with Jeff and Lauren Lowe, and they'd be gone. Code 69.
Number 6, the chicken container.
Yeah, when you guys go down there, you'll see the yellow
Okay.
in the outhouse there.
Okay. It's a
It's a chicken container.
It's not surprising to see that family and former colleagues are hard at work trying to find Don Lewis, but what is astonishing are the people they enlist to help them uncover the truth. Sure, John Phillips loves the media attention, and the fact that they turned to a YouTube conspiracy theorist like Ripper says enough. But then there's Troy Griffin, a self-described psychic detective. Troy claims to use his gift to solve murders.
I'm natural. I've never trained for this. I fell into this by meeting someone in the gift shops.
But to us, it seems as though his true gift is to be dramatic. If his reaction to being present in the supposed place where Don was killed wasn't enough, then look no further than the very next scene with the chicken container.
Did you guys notice I've been talking about chicken all day? Do you notice what's laying on the ground there? Back there? Can you go back, take a look by the porta potty?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see it?
No, I did not. Is there a chicken?
There's the container that it's a chicken.
Okay.
It's pretty self-explanatory, but all we can say is that we can't wait to see what clues he uncovers next. Number 5, Sue.
Okay, so who's Sue?
Sue? Sue.
Who's Sue?
Oh, Sue is Tim's pseudonym.
Oh, Sue.
Yeah,
That's
and-
Sue.
We've all heard of people who claim to have an alter ego, but this was just beyond nuts.
Where is Sue in this? Is Sue there in you?
Sue is the part that everybody loves. I love Sue. I hate Tim Stark, because Tim Stark has turned into a very rude, very defensive, asshole in all reality.
As we learn more about Tim Stark, he reveals that he has an alter ego going by the name Sue, coined by his father, who was inspired by the Johnny Cash song. According to Stark, Sue is essentially a representation of his good side. Despite being given somewhat of an explanation, we still don't really understand what a drawing of Jesus has to do with it, or any of the logic behind the name itself.
Sue is the good part in me. My wife married Sue. She just didn't know it. Tim Stark may have caused a lot of problems in my life, but that's not who I am.
Sure, dude. Whatever lets you sleep at night. Number 4, Kenny Farr and The Guns.
Big Cats, the Kenny interview. Take one, marker. Boom. Great.
After lawyer John Phillips and the YouTuber Ripper set up a hotline for anybody with insight on Don Lewis's disappearance, they received an eyebrow-raising tip from his former housekeeper, Sandra Whitcop.
I suspect that Carole's dad and Kenny Farr had something to do with Don's murder.
It points to a former associate, Kenny Farr. Soon after, he's interviewed by the Tiger King production crew, discussing a possible lead on the Don Lewis case in which Farr was in possession of several guns near the time of the former's disappearance. He's asked a question and answers,
Don traded you the guns, not Carole.
No, Carole.
only to change his answer again.
Who traded you the guns?
Don traded me the guns.
His hesitation and change in response are huge red flags and make him, along with Carole Baskin, a prime suspect. If there were any way he could make himself look more suspicious, this was it. Number 3, Tim Stark at court. Attending a court hearing, we expected that Tim Stark wouldn't go down without a fight. But we did not expect the fireworks to go off before the actual hearing. It got so bad, the police even had to escort him out of the courtroom.
I haven't threatened anybody. I specifically told him, just like Phil Rizzo, I told him legally I will destroy his whole entire life. Legally. I didn't threaten him physically. I didn't do nothing.
He's trying to conduct yourself.
I do conduct myself. I got court to do.
That didn't change anything, though, because when he re-entered, he continued to make threats.
The shit show will continue, you sorry prick.
And attorneys weren't his only targets, as he made sure to voice his opinions on the whistleblowers who once volunteered at his park directly to their faces. Stark's behavior, while absolutely bonkers, especially when considering it's taking place at court, spelled the beginning of the end for him.
His day is coming. They will get him for the crimes that he committed against animals.
The real question on our minds is, where was Sue?
Sue would do it in more or less attorney fashion. Tuck your tail, play the game, hoo. Tim Stark's not that fashion.
Number 2, the bus incident. Right from the get-go, it was clear that the partnership between Tim Stark and Jeff Lowe was bound to fall apart.
Two heads butting together like that is not ever going to turn out good.
But nobody expected the downfall and end results to be so tragic and devastating.
I didn't have my business partner there to help me like we were scheduled to do. He abandoned me and the animals, and now he wants to blame it on me.
While transporting animals from Indiana to Oklahoma, Stark neglected to take care of them, not only leaving them without air conditioning while in the trailer, but also abandoning them completely while attending to a booty call.
I stopped to stay the night at a friend of mine's over in St. Louis. I was too tired. I didn't have no choice but to stop. I'd done been working for 48 hours straight, no sleep, get in the truck and drive 13 hours to goddamn Wynnewood.
Arriving in Oklahoma, no one was surprised by the condition they found the animals in.
I probably buried at least 30 plus animals when he got there. Never seen anything like it.
It was just another sad reminder that in this story, it's usually the animals who are the most affected and often have to suffer as a result of these characters' actions. Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. Dawn's family watching Carole Baskin on Dancing with the Stars. Cringy or shocking? You decide.
I don't know why she's doing this. I guess it's just she's trying to portray herself in a different light. But honestly, these are all things that are making her look worse.
Recounting of tigers getting declawed. Tim Stark's cruelty knows no bounds.
Anyone that knows anything about animals knows that's the worst thing you can do to a cat.
Joe's new boyfriend. Guess there's no need for Bachelor King now.
I have never met Seth, but we talk 15 times a day, and we have a pretty strong connection.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Alan Glover's confession. If you thought a hit on Carole Baskin was crazy, then wait till you get a load of this.
They actually even set a trap to decapitate me. They strung a piece of barbed wire across from tree to tree. They were hoping that I'd be riding the full wheel fast enough to hit that wire.
Feeling guilt for his involvement in allegedly framing Joe Exotic, Alan Glover decides to confess. But what's most shocking from his moment of truth is the revelation that there existed another scheme to carry out a hit that was on none other than Joe Exotic.
I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, I was gonna kill Joe Exotic. I hated him that much. I said, who knew about this? He goes, Jeff.
What's even more surreal are the similarities that plot shares with the one to get rid of Carole Baskin. But the likelihood that the plot is even real increases tenfold once Glover retrieves the very same wire which he spoke of in his testimony. It all adds an entirely new subplot to the story, and viewers are left wondering where it will take these larger-than-life characters next. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.